Ancient Egyptian society was set up in a pyramid class structure, with the pharaoh at the top and the lowest members of society at the bottom. The pyramid's a good structure because it shows how the power was distributed and also where the population was. The most people in society were farmers and slaves. However, the higher up the pyramid you go, the more power there is and the less people there are, ultimately leading to the vizier and the pharaoh.
The Egyptian pharaoh was the king and ruler of all Egyptians. The pharaoh would often consider himself or herself to be a god on earth. The pharaoh was the most important person in ancient Egypt and made all the decisions for Egyptian civilization.
In the levels just below the pharaoh were the priests, nobles, and the vizier. The vizier was the pharaoh's most trusted aide and advisor. The vizier was responsible for listening to what the pharaoh wanted and communicating it to all the people of Egypt. Below the royalty were the scribes and the soldiers. The scribes in society played an especially important role, as they wrote down what the pharaoh and vizier told them to so that the people of Egypt could understand what was expected of them. In the next level of society were the skilled craftsmen and artisans. These people had a special talent and were able to use it to create things to sell in the marketplace. At the lowest level of society were the farmers. The farmers were responsible for working the land to create the surplus of food that would sustain the Egyptian civilization. Their role was very important, and during the off-seasons, they would also help build the pyramids. As time went on and Egypt conquered other lands, they would often make slaves of those people. Those slaves were then used to do most of the labor in Egypt, including building the pyramids and anything else that the pharaoh needed done.